article is making its rounds, and I noticed that the fandom is not taking it well because what they're doing is they're reading between the lines, and they're saying that this is possibly gearing up to be a woke up movie. They are already concerned about what they did to Jade. They did the whole tough, bald-headed black woman crap with her. And now they see this. And they're like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean just as much a Katana movie as it is a Johnny Cage movie? Now, I'm a fan of the Mortal Kombat series. I was around when the first one came out. I think it came out in 1995, the movie. I'm talking about the movie in particular. And I followed the lore of the video games up until like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Then I kind of waned. Now, Kitana in the first Mortal Kombat movie ever was one of the baddest Jones you ever see. And I liked her in that movie. She was integral. She was important. She was strong. She was intelligent. She helped lead Liu Kang to the end. She was a cool character. In today's political climate and entertainment climate, considering what has been done over the past decade or so with movies, and then making it a point to tell you, oh, well, in this movie, the girls are doing this as much as the guys. Those are all like these tag words and stuff to where it's like, we've heard it before, we know where you're going. And I think that is why this article is starting to spread. I just saw the title. I haven't even read it yet. I'm like, people are concerned. Now, here's my thing though. I had this problem with the first Street Fighter movie too. That horrible movie with Raul Julia in it and Van Damme, horrible. Speaking of which, they should have somehow, maybe he required too high of a price, or maybe he was just too old to them, but Carl Urban's not who I expected. He looks too old to be playing Johnny Cage, but I like Carl Urban, so maybe it'll be good. But I'm wondering why they didn't get Jean-Claude Van Damme to be in this movie, since he was the prototype for Johnny Cage. They wanted him in the game, but I think the story goes he just wasn't interested. Or maybe he cost too much. Maybe it was both. But the movie, the video game in particular, focuses on Ryu. Why did it focus on Guile? Just cause he's an American? One of the stupidest reasons in the world to do that. The movie was horrible. When Mortal Kombat came out, I was so happy. I was like, wow. I was like, they actually focused on the Asian man. They made it his movie. Instead of trying to westernize it up because they only think that we'll go to a movie if you got a white man in it as the lead. False. That's not how it works. Especially with the fandom when we know how the story goes. So question is this, since everyone's so inclusive and accepting, why the hell isn't Liu Kang the centerpiece of this movie? Why wasn't he the centerpiece of the first movie? Huh? I'm talking about the one before this one. The rebooting crap that they're doing. The one with the cool scorpion, in the beginning, all that stuff. Okay. Why is he not the centerpiece? Why is he not the lead? Liu Kang is the main hero of the Mortal Kombat franchise. There are other heroes, yes. Johnny Cage is one of them. Kitana is one of them. Okay? Kung Lao is one of them. Why the hell isn't Liu Kang the lead? Doesn't make any sense. And why did you give us that garbage lead in that first one? It don't make no sense. Y'all know the story. Bring the story up. Listen, I don't know who's in charge of it, but I just have a real hard time thinking that the creators of this game saw that movie or saw the script or knew what they were going to do with it and thought, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, I highly doubt they did. But you know, sometimes you sell rights to this and that. Sometimes, you know, you paid a certain amount and then you can't say nothing about this. Or, you know, sometimes you have some creative control. Sometimes you don't. Depends on the deal. Carl Urban's Johnny Cage will be sharing the spotlight with Edeline Rudolph's Kitana, an upcoming Mortal Kombat sequel movie. Carl Urban's Johnny Cage is one of the central characters of the upcoming Mortal Kombat 2 sequel movie, but he'll be sharing the spotlight with Edeline Rudolph's Kitana as they both vie for the top spot in the movie's big tournament. Especially when I first read the script, it felt very much like an intertwining of the two worlds. You have the Earth realm and you have Edenia and Outworld, Rudolph tells EW. Kitana's storyline feels very much interwoven into Johnny Cage's story, and they go in and out of each other throughout the movie. It's funny, it could be a joke made, but I'm gonna leave it alone. According to the director Simon McQuaid, that's very much on purpose, as the filmmaker set out with an intent to bring more of the women of Mortal Kombat into the sequel. Okay, so there's clearly an agenda to do it then. It says it right there. Which finally depicts the full Outworld tournament set up by the previous film. The Mortal Kombat tournament is the main conceit. Okay, so it's obviously going to be. It's obviously going to be Kitana and Jade. Explains, discussing how he picked the new characters who will appear in the sequel. There are other great female characters, but for the second film, they seemed illogical. They're doing it again and on purpose. And they just told you that. In the Mortal Kombat games, Kitana is a princess. Yes, she is. And she hails from one of the kingdoms of Outworld. Yes, she is. And a rebel against the Dark Dimension's vicious ruler, Shao Kahn. I win. You weak, pathetic fool. Excellent. Finish him. Flawless victory. Meanwhile, Jade is a former assassin of Shao Kahn and one of Kitana's fellow freedom fighters who is played by Randall. Okay, so you know where they're going with it. They just told you, so it is what it is. You want an honest review on this? Make sure you're here when I get this. The day that it comes out, make sure you're here. As a matter of fact, I always go on Thursday preview night. So, be here that Thursday. If I get to see it sooner, I will give you a review, an honest review. Whether it's woke or not, I will tell you whether it's good or not. And I will let you know if it's woke. You know I will, but the way they talking and trailers and everything, and you know, hey, they can't even put the Asian man in the lead. Again. You had the first movie to do it, and you got the second movie to correct it, and you still didn't do it. Liu Kang is the lead. 10 million subscribers. Woo!